About time I give it some work attention. Hello! Primadonna has been with me for 2 years now, and during that time I've discovered some things that needs a little bit of fixing. Main thing is to sharpen up the playability, but while I'm at it I'm going to look over the electronics and freshen up her appearance. So I'll start with the assembly to get her into a starting level. The neck on her is pretty damn disgusting because my guitarist Jewel used Primadonna for a rehearsal for his other band, and he has really sweaty hands. It's a little bit scared to assemble her now. This is the first time since I assembled her. And she's off. I'm going to set the body aside for the moment, because the first thing I'm going to start with is the neck, because that will take the longest time in there. So there's no need to remove all the tuners, but I want to remove this one. I'm going back to the workshop at my parents' house because I'm going to do some spray painting. Primadonna has my old anchor on her headstock, and I think she deserves my new one. So I'll start sanding, and I'm sanding with a 120 grit sandpaper. I really don't want to go lower, because I just want to remove this area of paint, lacquer and the anchor itself. So now I'm moving to a 240 grit to get everything down to a really smooth level. There, I don't think I can get it more better than that. As you can see, I've masked off just this area, and I've gone a little bit over the edge with the masking, just so that your new lacquer can blend in with the old one. So the plan now is to do just enough layers so that the new amber toned lacquer match the old. My camera died on me and I have no plan on going home now, so I'm going handheld mode with my phone here. And that's all I'm going to do today. So after a couple of layers I received the yellowish tone that I wanted, and after some touch up with some scraping up and sanding I blended it in with the old yellowish color, and that eventually led us to this moment. I've remasked everything and cut out the new anchor, and to get that in place I'm just going to spray paint it black. I hate these moments. These moments are the worst. But this turned out pretty good. So I've just masked off the sides and a little bit over here. Because right now when I put on the regular clear coat lacquer, I want it to be an even spread. So when I put on enough layer of this, I can just do a little bit of wet sanding, polish it up, and it's good to go. Four layers of clear coat lacquer later and it looks like this. What I'm going to do now is to blend the final lacquer into the old lacquer with a little bit of wet sanding. And I'm just going carefully with 1200 grit sandpaper. To finalize the blending, I'm just going to polish it. There, now the headstock's finally done. Which brings me to the next really fun step. I'm going to do a fret level again. Let's just check that the neck is straight, because there's no fun of trying to level a bent neck. Yep, needed. And the final part, crowning. After the crowning, I'm taking a 2000 grit sandpaper. That way I will remove any leftover marker. And the final little thing for the neck is polishing. This time I'm using a Dremel with this kind of steel wool thingy. Taking it down to the lowest level. And going slowly over the top of the frets. You will see them shine. So I mentioned the electronics as a thing that I needed to do. And this, because I have this special setup with a master tone, a volume for the jazz bass pickup and a volume for the P bass pickup. And finally a master volume. Everything works correctly except for the master volume. When it's rolled off, it's rolled off. There's no sound at all. Then you turn it up a little bit and the sound comes on. It is a little bit lower. It just comes on, and then it's the same volume all the way up to the max volume. I'm going to disassemble all the electronics, get the pickguard off. And also need to take off the bridge, because there's a ground wire going to the bridge. Ooh. I'm keeping the old electronics on here because I want to test wire until I find something that is working 100% completely as I want it to. And I think by looking at other wiring diagrams, I see where the problem lies. So this works, as it seems, 100%, just like I wanted. So hopefully it will work exactly the same once I've done the new electronics. Go ahead and remove the pickups. What I'm keeping from the old electronics is the jack and the cap. And everything else I just keep intact so I have something to compare to while I do the new electronics. I chose to go with new pots because this was kind of a messy work. I'm going to do a little bit of work on the pickups just to freshen up the looks of them. This is a foam that I just found. This set of pickups is a DiMarzio DP Precision Jazz Bass pickups. Originally, the P-Bass pickups comes with a cream-colored pickup cover. Now I didn't want that, so I bought a black set of P-Bass pickup covers. The only thing that bothers me a little bit is that these edges on the P-Bass pickups are a little bit sharper than the edges on this one. For me, they don't really match. What I'm going to do is to try and smoothen out these edges. There we go. So I have a little scraper, and I'm just going to go over the edge. What I'm looking for is something like this. It's about this smooth that I'm looking for. And this is the original sharp edge. There! That took such an unnecessary long time, but these goes way better together now. Now it's time to finally do a thing that I've been waiting so long on. You see these pickup screws on both the pickups? They are black, but there is no black metal details on Primadonna. You're probably thinking, yeah, he's gonna switch them. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But to find these are insect key pickup screws. And it took me ages to finally find these things that are chrome or at least nickel. So I want to thank the Swedish pickup maker Lundgrens Pickuper who found these edges. I'm just going to pick out the old ones and then switch them up to these chrome ones. That is looking so good. Absolute last thing I'm going to do on these pickups that I bought these. These are foam pads that is actually made for the use under pickups. Now these are ready to be put into the electronics and then the body. The pickguard is going to have a little bit of work as well. With the pickguard is to shield off the areas that has electronics, you know, like the P-Bass pickup and the electronics cavity, with shielding tape. There we go. Well, that's done as well. For the body, I'm first going to clean it off because it looks terrible. For the body, I'm going to do a little bit in the electronics and pickups cavities, and that is mainly to shield them off with shielding paint. Now the only thing left to do is to glue this little one in place. Now I've finally come to the part which is the reason I'm doing this whole little fixing thing. The old nut was a little bit too low, so I had to bend the truss rod up like a banana and lower the bridge on the body. And even when the bridge was as it lowest, the string action was still a little bit too high and, well, the neck was bent like a banana. So I bought a new nut that I want to file down to the right height. But first I want to test the best height with the old nut. And to do that I need to attach the neck to the body again. And of course I also need to attach the bridge. 3 screws will have to do. Now the way I'm going to use the old nut is to simply just place it back in the slot and take some old couple of strings. The strings are up and everything is tuned up and she looks very naked. Now with the old nut I of course see that it's a little bit too low. So what I'm doing is taking normal paper and I'm cutting really thin strips. I'll just insert a couple of these paper pieces, place down the nut again. Now I have a higher nut without having to adjust the new nut that I'm supposed to cut later. And I'll check it out and I adjust it and do everything like that and see if this is the height that I want. If not, I just add a couple of more pieces or remove if I've gone too far. Now I have the perfect measurements, so now I'll just leave that to be and get filing on the new nut. So let's wire the electronics on. Come on now. Red goes to there and green goes to there. There! That was the final step actually. Let's just put her together now. It's been taking too long. Now just to get everything to fit. You can see that here is where I pick. Final thing, kinda, the new nut and strings. To recap a little bit, I fixed the playability with the new nut and the fret level. I found the source of the problem with the electronics so that you really can lower and increase the master volume. And I freshen up her appearance with switching out the pickup screws and put my new anchor on the headstock. But now my fingers can barely hold themselves, so I'm going to pick her up and play her. But you will have to wait for the next video for that. My name is Tom Shiren, this is Primadonna, my all-time favorite darling, and we thank you so much for watching.